Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I have for you my carb cycling plan. So this is how I eat. This is not for everybody. I just wanted to go ahead and share with you how I use carb cycling to lose weight. There are a lot of ways to lose weight. There's a lot of different nutritional strategies that you can use, but this is the one that I decided to choose for myself, and I feel like I have seen plenty of results in a short period of time, so I actually have enjoyed it. I haven't felt too deprived, but I've had a few days where I'm like,
I need food.
But I just make sure to continue to stay well hydrated every single day to make sure that I'm hitting my protein every single day, which is about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, and also that I am on my lower carb days getting adequate amounts of fat, because I'm choosing to use the fat on my lower carb days as my source of energy rather than using carbs. So like I said, everybody's different, everybody's starting point is different, and I also decided to do a little bit more of a more structured, more difficult plan so that I can get to where I wanted to get within a time frame that I have for myself. I have a 4-day cycle. I'm going to start with the first day at 100 grams of carbs, and then the second day I move on to 75, 50, and then 25 grams. Now 25 grams of carbs is pretty low, but I tend to be carb sensitive, so I feel like my body can handle that. Everybody's different. If you are somebody that tends to have a lot of carbs regularly, then you may want to start at a higher number, but what I've been doing is I've been cutting it by 1/4 every day, and then when I get to the 25 day, then immediately following that I go all the way back to the 100, so I only feel slightly deprived for about a day, and then that's it. Number one is insulin sensitivity. So when we take in a carb loaded meal, our glucose level, or the sugar in our blood, goes high. Then what happens, our body releases insulin to counteract that and bring the blood sugar back down. Now if I have a constant influx of carbohydrates in each meal, then my insulin levels are going to be higher, and in time I become insensitive to the insulin levels, and that can lead to different metabolic diseases such as diabetes. Number two is thyroid hormone. So I was debating on whether I should just decrease my carbohydrate level to a lower amount and keep it there on a regular basis, but I decided not to, because when you decrease it and keep it low, then your thyroid level can go up. And when your thyroid level goes up, then your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories that you burn on a regular basis, tends to go down. So I wanted to make sure that whatever I did, I maintain a high BMR. I wanted to have enough energy. The days that I have higher carbs, I wanted to be able to do more of a heavier strength training workout. So I didn't want to have to limit my workouts by having such a deficit in my diet plan. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the video where I show you everything that I eat. Remember that I do have additional protein if necessary. I actually decided not to film every time that I had a protein shake, because it would have been just repetitive and made this video excessively longer than it has to be. So with that said, here we go into the video. Alright guys, here we go into the moment we have all been waiting for, the food. First off is the first day where I have 100 grams of carbs, and I always started out with a protein pancake. So these are the Kodiak Cakes Power Cakes, and they have a lot of protein already. Also, one of the things that you can do always is add some more protein in a powdered form, and then it's again equal parts water. I actually used to make these as waffles, but then decided to try a pancake form, and I actually enjoy the pancake form much more because it's a lot fluffier and more satisfying. So I put it in a big pan and I cook it on low, and it takes a little bit of time, but it's worth the wait. Okay, so once it's done, I go ahead and measure all of the stuff that I put on top. First, I start with sugar-free syrup. It doesn't have to be anything special. I am actually not too worried about certain sugar alcohols. I know that a lot of them have different ways that they affect your body, but I choose to just focus on the carb for this. And I always have critical aminos with my water, especially in the morning if I feel that I'm going to be super sore from the workout before. So moving on to the lunch on this day, it's half a cup of rice and 4 ounces or 5 ounces of chicken, and I always add hot sauce. This is the tapatio, one of my favorites, and sometimes I will also add some lemon juice. Towards the end of the day, I will have again some more chicken, and I made this chicken in the crock pot. I just put it with water, some seasoning, and super easy, super simple. I prefer to cook with convenience because I'm super busy and I have a lot of things to do. Here I have a flour tortilla, one of the uncooked ones, and these are super yummy and it feels very carb full, I guess, for lack of a better term, and I just enjoy eating a pretty big taco slash burrito thing here. And then I go ahead and season just a little bit for the chicken, and I put some hot sauce, some lemon juice, and cheese. Usually I use shredded cheese, but here I actually had to go shopping, so I used the next best thing, which was some string cheese, and I just cut it up with this little handy dandy tool I have. Alright, so then I go and I enjoy this last meal of the day, also have some protein in between, and we move on to day number 2. Here I'm having 75 grams of carbs, so it's still not that low. I always start with an English muffin. I love cream cheese, so I make sure to be able to fit that into my plan. I put some cream cheese. Once in a while, if I feel like it, I will put some sugar-free strawberry preserves, just for a little bit of the sweet tooth craving cure. And again, for lunch, I'm preparing this for work. I have half a cup of brown rice and some chicken, and then I always like to add, just for flavor, a little bit of ketchup. I use the sugar-free, or I'm sorry, not the sugar-free, the reduced sugar ketchup with, again, some hot sauce, and that is my lunch. I will also be taking some string cheese and some turkey pepperoni. This is the Hummel, I believe that's how you call it, brand, and for this one you can have 17 pepperonis per serving, so it works out pretty well. It's a good, decent snack. Okay, moving on to day 3. For my first meal, I have 1 piece of bread, and this is 100% whole wheat, and I also like to use the potato bread, but I didn't have any at this particular moment. I get 2 soft-boiled eggs, and then I cut them right on top and just put a little bit of hot sauce and sometimes a little bit of pepper, and I just enjoy it like that, kind of like a tostada. And this particular day at work, we ended up ordering in from Olive Garden, so I got the salmon with broccoli and asparagus, and for dinner I had brown rice and some turkey meatballs, which I really enjoy with the reduced sugar ketchup. And that completes the 3rd day. Day number 4 is the hardest because it's 25 grams of carbs, but I make sure to have plenty of fats. For the first meal, I do 1 cup of egg whites and then mix it in with some veggies. Sorry about the lighting here, it was a little dark. Add some seasoning to it, and I make myself a nice size omelet that I take with me to work. I eat it in the morning, and then I go ahead and continue on with the day. So when the omelet is almost cooked, what I do is I go ahead and put it in half, so I fold it over and then I cover it, and then that allows it to cook and stay moist, because sometimes egg whites can dry out if you overcook them. So this is how I make sure that it stays nice and eatable. Also, for a little bit of flavoring, I like to add some lemon juice and hot sauce again. Hot sauce is a great option to add some flavor without having to add extra calories. For my lunch on this day, I'm packing some broccoli with, again, some of the chicken that I had made earlier in the week. And I like to also, on the side, have a little bit of soy sauce mixed with some lemon juice, and I just pour that over the top after I heat it up. I actually don't put it in the Tupperware because I feel that the broccoli absorbs all of it and then I can barely taste it when I'm about to eat it. As I mentioned before, these are the days where I want to make sure to do cardio because I am not consuming that many carbs and I will start burning fat faster than if I were to have carbs. So for my last meal, I have some turkey meatballs with a little bit of provolone cheese, put it in the microwave, some ketchup on top, and just eat it just like that. And that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I just wanted to remind you that if you did like it, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. For some reason, the volume on my footage does not work for this part of the video, but that's okay. And also check out my other social media platforms. I'm under everything as JacksDone520, and thanks again for watching.